Hey everyone, how's everyone doing today? My name is Gina and I'm doing fairly okay. I am still sick. I don't know what's going on. Some days I think I'm feeling better and then I don't know, but hopefully I'm on the tail end of whatever this is. Amanda had it, she gave it to Barry, Barry gave it to me. Yay, but it seems like it's taking me forever to get over it, so anyway. I wanted to go over my Inktober that I did this year. Now, I have posted on all my social media every day for the pictures. And this is the first year that I completed Inktober. I tried it last year. I think I did 4 drawings and I was like, I can't do this. I'm just not... At that time, I didn't feel confident enough in my drawing to continue. But since then, I've been doing lessons online and just practicing every day pretty much with my drawing. And so I was like, I'm going to try it out this year. Now, I will say I almost gave up a couple of times, but it was later on, you know, like... probably within the 20 days or so mark, maybe when it got to, I don't even know, probably ancient and all that. So it was pretty much done, and I was like, you know what, I'm not going to quit. There's only, about 10 days left, so why should I quit now? I've already almost got it completed. So I just dug in deep and kept on going. I think what helped me this year is that I created a character or I had a theme for the entire time, which was my little witch character. And so I think that helped me a lot with the prompts, because without it, I think I would have been overwhelmed, and I don't think that I would have completed it, to be honest. So anyway, with that said, let's start going through the days. And I'm not going to make this very long. I just wanted to show y'all. And I am not a professional. I am totally a hobbyist. And I don't think my drawings are all of that in, a slice of Wonder Bread. However, the reason why I put this stuff out is in case you are like, oh my gosh, I can't do that. Look at that, Don't. Stop comparing yourself. And I think that's another thing that kind of got me down as I was looking at everybody else's stuff and I was like, oh my gosh, I look pathetic. However, they may have taken classes, in-person classes, or they may have been drawing since they were 4 years old. I mean, I don't know their world, all I know is my world, and all I know is that I tried and that I had fun. This did not feel like a torturous thing to do. I actually really did have fun, especially with my character. I really liked her, and I, enjoyed coming up with things that had her in it. So with all that said, let's begin. So as you can see, my first 2 prompts, my whole intent was I wanted it to be kind of quick, and I didn't want to spend like a whole lot of time on this every day. So my first thought was, I'm just going to make her simple. I'm going to make her look like a simple little witch, and just draw things very simply. And so that's what is happening with these 2 drawings. The first one was Ring, and I thought Ring of Fire. And since she's a new witch, she kind of got out of control with her wand and, did a ring of fire around herself. And then day 2 was Mindless. And of course, I'm thinking of cell phones and social media and politics, just how people just mindlessly just follow trends or follow things without really digging deep and looking into things, So that was that. But then, as you can see, when I started I kind of changed the style up and went more not simplistic. Now, this is actually from a reference photo of Amanda when she caught her very first fish. The teeth are really weird. I know. But I was very proud of this. And actually, a lot of these I did on my iPad, on my Procreate program, and they looked so much different on there, and I really enjoyed the way they looked on Procreate. And then when I put them on paper, something was lost in translation, and I don't know if it was just the inking or what happened, but on the Procreate one, it looks really, really similar to the photo. But, of course, when I did this, it took me so much longer. I mean, like, this took me almost all day to finagle with. And there are some things that, when I look now, I can see. Again, like the teeth. Well, I knew that from the get-go. Like, those teeth are, whoa. But, like, this part of the arm probably should come down a little bit. It's a little bit disjointed or whatever. But, it's good to self-critique and to look at your drawings and be like, yeah, I could do this better. But other than that, I'm really proud of it. I thought it came out really, really cool. This one is Snow was the prompt. And now the witch is, she's much older, more like a teen and, close to young adult. And so now she doesn't need her wand and she can just think, I want it to snow, and so the rain turns into snow. I'm really, really proud of this one, too. The lips are a little big, a little weird, but, that just comes with practicing and just drawing all the time. I really liked how my jacket came out. That was just totally a reference picture of a jacket. Her position, the way that she is standing. I have several books by Christopher Hart, and I will use his books to try to help think of poses and stuff. And to draw them. So that's probably a pose that he had, or I modified it somehow or another for her to do that. But I really like this one too. I thought it looked really cute. Besides her big old lips. But she kind of looks like a brat doll, so, Again, this one is build was the word, and I really, really like this one. Now, her head is way too big for her body, so proportions are a little off. I realized that after the fact, But I like the concept altogether. She's using her magic to build her sandcastle, so I thought that was really cute. Again, this came from the Christopher Hart book. Pretty much almost the same, pose from in there. So, but I really liked how it came out. It's just her head's just a little bit too big. And that was another thing. I thought I would use this little small book to help keep things more simple, but it hindered because I had to draw things really, really tiny. So next year I will definitely use my bigger sketchbook. Now this day was Husky, and she has a little stuffed husky, and I hoped that when people saw it that they understood it was a stuffed animal. Amanda, when she saw it, she knew, and so did Barry because of the stitching, but I didn't know if the photo came out that way. But she's just daydreaming about him and just laying on the floor like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if I had him for a real dog, And so the next day, the word was enchanted, and so she did create him into life. So she got her wish and got her little puppy. Now with this one, I did use a different ink to ink, and so it was not water soluble, and so that's why I got a little messy on there. So, but I love the concept of one day she's thinking about him being real, and then she did make him real. So I thought that was cute. Let's see, like the face on here is a little jacked up. Her face is a little too round at the end or whatever. But, I mean, it comes with practice. Same thing here. It seems like my eyes are always too high up, I think, is what my problem is. So, or my nose and mouth are too far down. Now, the mouth is a little weird. But, again, it's hard to do because, like I said, I was doing it in Procreate, then I was tracing it onto here, and sometimes it was hard to get the right line width, and so it came off a little different in the book. This is one of my favorites. I'm really, really proud of this one. The word was frail, and of course she does yoga to keep from being frail. And I was kind of bummed out that for whatever reason, this ink over here got put on the paper, so it kind of messed it up a little bit. But I mean, I love her face. I just love her. I think the proportions are all bombing. I think that it's just, I think I drew this one really, really well. I'm very, very, very proud of this one. Very proud of it. And then the next day we had swing, and I remember as a kid we had a tire swing, and she's just sitting on the hill just thinking about getting in the swing and swinging. I was going to put her on the swing, but it just, again, I had no room to do all of that, so I kind of had to squish her up, you know, and put her on here. So this day was pattern. And I really like this concept too. However, I know there is something funky with her, and I still cannot decide what it is. I don't know if I cut her waist off too, you know, she just looks really long-legged. I don't know, but proportions are really, really weird on this one. However, her face is not too bad. I think it's okay. I really, really dig my little herbs and everything that's going on over here. So in all, I really like it, but I just know there's just something really weird with the legs. Like if you took the legs away, look, see, that looks perfect. So I don't know, I jacked up the legs somehow. Maybe I put the knees down too low. Maybe they needed to come up higher. I don't know. That's just stuff I have to work on. Again, this one is my favorite. Besides the snowman, don't look at him. But this word was snow, and I love the way she came out. I love it. I think her face is super cute. I just think her whole body is just super cute. Now the snowman, I goofed up on him and tried to fix it and made it worse, but you know, but without him, I mean, she's adorable. This one, the word was dragon. I really love the concept of this. I love the body. I love everything but her face. Her face got so jacked up, it's not even funny. I don't even want to talk about her face. But if I didn't have that face, I really like the body. I think the proportions came out really well. And I love my little dragon. I think he came out cute too. That was from a reference photo. And the next word was ash, so I thought, well, she could have a bonfire and the ashes from that coming on. Again, her face is a little jacked. I don't do side portraits very often, and so that was a little bit of a challenge. I kind of dig how she's sitting, though. I mean, you can kind of tell that she's just rubbing her hands, getting warm with the fire and all that kind of stuff. So this one's you know, overgrown. You know, there's this big flower, and she's like, what? So this one's okay. I mean, I'm not crazy about the face. I wish I could have figured out more about, you know, how to do the mouth better and all that kind of stuff. But some days I was just wanting to get it done and not like have to go for reference pictures and stuff like that. So now this is legend is the word, and she thinks she's a legend in her own mind. I really like this except for the face. Again, there was something in the translation from my sketch in Procreate to me putting it on here, and then some of the ink smudged and stuff like that. And so, but if the face looked better, I really would like this portrait or this picture. I think the body came out pretty cute. I like the little dress, and but just the face is just like no bueno. And then this is just a flat out portrait. Doesn't even look like any of the others. The chin is way too short. And like, this is what I'm talking about. I think either this whole part needed to come up just a smidge, just a little bit. Or I needed to do something else with the chin. I don't know. But other than that, I think it's pretty. I think she's pretty and everything. She just doesn't look like any, you know, like she doesn't look like that, you know. It almost doesn't look like the same character, but it's supposed to be. The word was wild, and her hair was just wild. That's why she always wears a hat, because she has wild hair. This word was ornament, and I thought we'll just put her in like jewelry and stuff like that. I really love this face. I think it turned out pretty cute, and I think this is more of the character that we've been seeing. So I really like this one. I think it turned out pretty cute. This was Misfit, and of course she went, if you're old, or not even old, if you watch Rudolph every year, you know she's went to the land of misfit toys. And I really love this one. I just love how she's looking over at them like, what are y'all doing? You know, like, I shouldn't be here. But her face is a little weird. I think the eyes should come down a little bit more. But in all, I really like this one. I really liked how this turned out. Now, these were the days that I almost was like, I'm going to stop and I'm going to give up. But because it was the weekend and Barry and Amanda both were off and all this kind of stuff, and I was like, no, I'm going to do it. So when I saw the word sling, I immediately thought slinging mud. So I hope that's what this translates and not some other, you know, thing that it could be, but it's supposed to be slinging mud. And I love her face. I think she turned out really, really cute. I need to work on my 3/4, or I think that's what this position is, look, but I think she turned out pretty cute. Now here she is, the word is tread, and so, you know, tread usually means that, you know, don't step on or stomp on or whatever. So I thought, well, she's fallen into a thing of leaves. She's treading on the leaves, right? The face got really, really messed up. And again, when I did this on Procreate, it was not this bad. And of course the hands are all jacked up because I still can't do hands, but I'm trying, you know. And that's the whole point of doing this, was to have fun and to practice. Right here, treasure was the word, and I really do like this one, but again, her eyes are way too far up. I should have brought them down just a little bit more, and I think it's because I'm trying two different techniques when I do faces. One kind I'll just do a face, right, and then do my guidelines, and sometimes I'll do a circle and then add the chin on, and I think that's what I did. And when I do that, I always seem to put the eyes up way too far. So if I would have either brought the nose and the mouth up or brought the eyes down just a smidgen, this would look a lot better. And the hat's a little off too. But I really like the sentiments that these are her treasures: family, health, art, and music. And I was going to put friends, but I had no room for friends. So, but, you know, those are what she holds as treasures. So I thought that came out pretty cute. This one is the ghost, and I thought, well, I'll just make her into a ghost, and I think it read okay. You know, that it looked, I tried to make it where she was transparent, and by just using watered down ink, instead of putting the ink on the page, I just put it on a little palette and watered it down, hoping to make it look like she was more ghost, you know, an apparition. And I think her face turned out really, really cute. I really like it. So I think this one turned out okay. And then, now this one I did on Procreate first, and I wanted to trace it, and I couldn't really see through this, so that's why this page is blank. But I love the way she came out too. I think I could have worked a little bit more on her face, and it would have been a lot better, but her face is okay. I think it's just her eyes I should have worked on a little bit more. But I'm really proud of this, because I actually used a reference picture of just some woman holding a book and a potion bottle, and I just drew that from a picture that I got off the internet, just using it as a reference, but keeping my character in there. And I'm really proud of this one. I really think that this one came out super cute, and I really like it a lot. Now this one cracks me up. Dizzy was the word, so I just thought I'll just make her look really like she's just spent around and around and around, and she's gotten really dizzy. But when I did it on Procreate, I had her hands come up in her head like she was holding her head. But I didn't use Procreate to trace or anything. I just went ahead and did this by hand on here. And I forgot that I had put the hands on her head, but I think that would have been cute too. This one, again, I just thought the word was tasty. So I'm like, Amanda actually helped me with this one because I'm like, I don't know what to do. And she said, how about having her cooking macaroni and cheese in a cauldron like they do in The Sims? And I was like, oh, that's a cute idea. So I got just looked for bandana hats for her little chef hat there. And I just think this came out really, really cute. And so I'm really proud of this one. I did use Christopher Hart's book again for this pose right here. But other than that, the cauldron and all that was all from my head. So I was like, and her face, I think she looks pretty cute. I think that one came out pretty cute. Now this one I love too. I really love this one, but in Procreate it looks even better in Procreate because my whole thought was the word was dark, so I wanted her to look really moody and dark and just like, don't mess with me and all this kind of stuff. But after looking at it, the one thing that I would have changed is instead of this little curl here on this side, put it over on this side. So it would have balanced out. That's the way that it would have looked in person. But other than that, I really like this one. I think this turned out really cute. I think she looks moody. This one is coat. So I just thought, oh, she's just going to paint and put a bunch of, a coat of paint. I don't like the face. Again, these 3/4 or ever how much, what this is, I'm not sure. But it's really hard for me to get those. But I'm not stopping. I keep trying. Again, this whole thing actually was out of the Christopher Hart book. So I just used it as a reference to do this. So, but I highly recommend him. He's actually on YouTube, and he has a lot of books. I have every one of his books. And I just like his style, and I like the way he makes it really simple to draw and everything. And but one day I'll learn my own style, and I think I've, kind of came up with some things that are my own, but you just have to get the basics down. And then the next day was ride. So again, this was totally just from going on the internet and looking up scooters, because my first thought was she's going to ride a scooter. And again, because the page is so small, I couldn't put her head on there because I drew the scooter first, because that was the most difficult thing to do. And then I didn't have room for her. So, but hey ho, whatever. The whole, ride was the thing. This one is injured, and she's weeping and crying because she has a broken heart. I really like this one too. The hands are okay. I mean, I'm, trying to get a little bit better, but again, this is just from reference on the internet. So I think it turned out pretty cute. Pretty well. Now this one was catch, and because I have a cold, that was what was on my mind. I don't want to catch a cold, so I put a mask on her. Now her eyes are jacked. They are way too far apart, and this one should come over just a tad bit or whatever. But other than that, I think I like this one. You can really tell what it is, that she's got a mask on. She doesn't want to get, sick. And the very last one is ripe. And of course we have our pumpkin here, and it's ripe, and she's looking at it. Now her eyes are wonky. I've tried everything to fix that before. I mean, even penciling it, they still looked weird. But I'm like, she looks kind of cross-eyed, but I was hoping I'd be able to fix it with pen, and I think I made it even worse. So, but she is looking at the pumpkin and all that. So, but that's it. Those are my 31 days of Inktober. Like I said, this one is my favorite. I really love her face in this one. I really love that one. I really enjoyed the process. Like I said, it wasn't until the very near the end that I was like, oh, I don't want to do this. Not that I didn't want to do it anymore. I just was like, I was getting stumped with, like, especially I think it was when the word tread came. Tread is the one that really, I was like, I don't know. And then finally I was like, I looked up the definition, and that helped me decide, well, I think I'll just do it like she's jumping into leaves, like she's treading on the leaves or stomping on the leaves. So, and then after that, I was like, oh, this is fine. I want to keep doing this because I want to see what this character can do. So I really enjoyed doing this. I will probably do it again next year, again with my bigger sized sketchbook though. This was way too small. I should have done it in a bigger one. So, but I use mainly distressed inks for these, distressed markers to do this stuff, and just liners or my Pitt pen, yeah, my dip pen. So, I really enjoyed it, and my advice is that, you know, even if you don't think you're all of that, I'm not all of that. Like I said, I'm not a professional. I just enjoy it, and I wanted to see where the character went. You know, just try. Just do it. Why not? Life's too short to not try. So anyway, so that's my Inktober for this year. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and you got a giggle out of some of these, because some of these are quite hysterically funny. Alright, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. Y'all be good to one another, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.